Hi there. This is Mr. Jacob Nash, and this is a math test for the ACT that was released, and it's for the 2021-2022 test, or at least that's when it's from. Here is, in this video, I'll solve out these problems. And I'm not going to abide by the time limit for the sake of me explaining some of them, but I'm going to try to be pretty brief. So this video is not too long, but as you're watching this, it's probably long. So the first question says the numbers 1 through 15 were written on individual pieces of paper, and then the 15 pieces of paper were put into a jar. One will be drawn at random. What is the probability of picking a piece of paper with a number less than 9 written on it? So less than 9. See that? So less than 9. Now, if there's 15, then you might say, okay, 15 minus 9, 6. No. No, and that's not what you would do. What you need to do is think how many numbers are there less than 9. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the answer. So that you just have to be really quick on these. Like you need to make sure that you're answering super quickly, not like what I'm doing, and have a calculator readily available. Okay. All right. Next. Which of the following expressions is equivalent to that? Well, all you need to do is simplify. That would become negative 16x, and apologize for messy handwriting, kind of hard to draw on this thing. And then that has nothing to combine with. That's just simple algebra, and the answer for that is J. When x is 2, what is that? For this one, all you need to do is type this into the calculator and plug in 2 for x. It definitely is easier to do on a TI-84. You might not have that. But when you do that, you find that it is 16. And if you don't have calculator, then you would just solve that. 12 divided by, that would turn to 6. That's 2. Times 2, 16. Or I'm getting ahead. That's 6. That would turn into 6 plus 10 is 16. All right, this one, know your absolute value. So 6 minus 4 is 2. 3 minus 8 is negative 5, but you take the absolute value, so it becomes positive 5. 2 minus 5, but that's not absolute value, so that's negative 3. Okay. Now we have question number 5. Okay. So this is equivalent to what? So you do FOIL. So you start out with the first, which is 4c, and times 3c, which is 12c squared. Then the outer, that's what the O stands for. 4c times d is 4cd, and it's positive. I took this test and I got this one wrong because for some dumb reason I said negative 4cd, but I'm not going to do that this time. All right, then the inner, that is negative 9cd. And then the last ones are negative 3d times d, which is negative 9d squared. And these can combine to negative 5cd, and the rest does not combine. And that would mean that your answer choice is, oh, the last one, sorry, that is not a 9, that's a 3. 3 times 1 is 3. All right, that's C for that one. All right, next. All right, of 180 students, so automatically we know that's the total. 1/4 had an A, 1/3 had a B, and the rest had a C. How many had a C? Well, all you have to do is total minus, or not total minus. Well, how many students? This is a fraction of the students. The whole fraction of students is 1. Minus 1/4 is what you want, because 1/4 got an A. We're getting rid of those. 1/3 got a B. We're getting rid of those so that we are left with only the ones that got a C. And when you do that fraction, then you need to multiply it by 180, because that just tells you the percentage, the fractional, not the percentage, but the fraction of the students that got a C. So you have to multiply it by 180 to get the actual number, not just the fraction. And that would give you 75 once you did that. All right, now this one. Oh, this is a simple one. Okay, so this is the number of fish in Skipper's Pond at the beginning of the year can be modeled by the equation that X is the number of years. So that's important to know. It's the number of years. And so, and it's after the beginning of the year 2000. So that's the first one, the first year. So it's saying at year 2000, X equals 0, and X equals 1 at 2001. So it's basically the last digit is what X equals. So it's saying how many fish were in the pond at the beginning of year 2006. That's 6 years after the starting year, which is 2000. So X equals 6. So all you have to do is simply just plug in 6 for X. And once you do that, and you multiply that by 3, or, well, you do that, you get 192. Okay. Manish drove from Chicago to Baton Rouge at 8 a.m. He was 510 kilometers away from Baton Rouge. So there we go. Like I said, kind of hard to write with this thing. And at 1 p.m. he was 105 kilometers away from it. Now it's saying what is his average speed in kilometers per hour from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. So kilometers per hour is what the unit is. So that means we need to have kilometers on the top and hours on the bottom. Now, in that time period, what goes on the top, we want to know how many kilometers did he go. To find that, you subtract 105 from 510. So 510 minus 105. And then the hours, how many hours did it take him to do that? From 8 to 1, 9, 10, 11, 12, can't really see my fingers, 1, 5 hours. And when you solve that, you get 81. 81 is the answer. 9. All right, we have a lot of things here. Okay, E and G are on line AC. D and F are on AB. Whatever, doesn't matter. Well, kind of matters. It says it's parallel. What is the length of AC? AC. So this whole side of the triangle. This whole side of the triangle. How the heck do we find that out? Well, here's what we can do. If this is 8 over here and this is 16, what did you do? You multiplied it by 2, okay? So let's do the same thing. This is 7, so multiply by 2, we get 14. This is 6, you multiply by 2, you get 12. This is kind of just like proportions. But you have to add all those together to get the full side, and once you do, that is 42. Katerina wait a second. Number 10. Oh, Okay, sorry. I'm just making sure. I have my answers on here from when I took it, just making sure that I didn't get this wrong. I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, Katerina runs 15 miles in 2.5 hours. What is the average number of minutes it takes her to run 1 mile? If the ACT is ever nice enough to underline something, it's important. So, minutes, let's go ahead and just change this thing to minutes. That is 150 minutes. And I know you might not be able to do the math that fast. I'm just saying that because that I already know, because I already have it written down. You just multiply by 60, you know, and then half of 60 is 30. So 60 times 60 plus, or not times, 60 plus 60 times plus 30, just, you know. Okay, 15 miles is what this person did. And what is the average number to run 1 mile? This is just proportion. So 1 mile, but we don't know the minutes. So we put X. 150 times 1 is 150 if we're cross multiplying, and then 15 times X is what we have, and then once you solve for X, X is 10, which is only what question we're on, and I've taken this long. Okay. A bag has 8 red marbles, 9 yellow marbles, and 7 green marbles. How many more red marbles must be added to the 24 marbles in the bag so that the probability of drawing a red marble is 3/5? Oh, wonderful. This seems like an annoying question, and it is. So it's saying it starts out with 24 marbles. Is that true? 8 plus 9, 17 plus 7, 24. Okay, good. But how many more red marbles need to be added so that the probability of drawing one is 3/5? So we start out by this. So we have the total marbles is 24, and the red marbles that we have at first is 8. And that means there's only a 1/3 chance if you simplify the fraction. So no, doesn't work. So what we do is we go through each answer choice and add that to both the numerator and denominator, because we're adding more red marbles and we're adding more total marbles. And it's usually good to start out with the middle choice, but I already know that's not what it is, and you know that's what you would do. The answer is 16, because once you add 16 to both, you would get 24 out of 40, which does in fact simplify to 3/5. And so that's the answer. So you know that's your process. You just need to add to both. Okay. Now, what do we have? We have a midpoint problem. Okay. We have 2, 1 is the midpoint. That's the midpoint. Then point C has coordinates 6, 8. So on this end of line CD, it is 6, 8. Gosh, I wish this thing would draw faster. And then D, what is D? Well, what you have to do is think, how much did it take to go from here to here? Because it should, I know that the line would not be flat. It would actually be like this, but it still applies to diagonal things, like diagonal lines. So how did you get from 6 to 2? That was -4. So you just do -4 again, and you get -2. Oh, great. There's 2 answer choices, so that can't answer yet. All right. How did you get from 8 to 1? -7. So 1 minus 7 is -6. So the answer choice is G. Or the answer is G. All right, now we have something. Okay. At his job, the first 40 hours of each week, Thomas works regular time. So 0 to 40 is regular time. So I'll just say REG, reg. And any additional time is overtime. So 40 plus is overtime. Obviously, you're going to be answering this much quicker. You should be. All right. Thomas gets paid $15 per hour for regular. So he gets $15 an hour for the regular. And he gets paid 1.5 times as much. Oh yeah, why don't you just tell us the exact amount? Because the ACT is stupid. So multiply 15 by 1.5 to see what stupid thing it is. What is it? $22.50. So he gets paid $22.50 for overtime. Thomas works 46 hours in 1 week and gets $117 as his total for the week. Just forget the dumb thing. That's just trying to distract you. And for the deductions that are taken out, how much pay for the week remains? So he gets well, no, never mind. That's not a dumb thing like I thought it was. That's not the total. That's just the deductions. It's saying what is his total after the deductions. So his total will be the answer choice plus 117. So we start out by the first 40 hours that he did, because he worked 46 total, he got paid $15. Right? So you multiply that to see how much money he got. But then he did overtime for 6 hours and he got paid $22.50. But he gets a deduction thing. And that is minus 117. And once you do that, you get 618 as your answer. Good. That one takes a little bit longer. Gotta zoom out a little bit. All right. This sweet stuff, fresh produce thing, the price of bag depends on how many bags are purchased, as shown in the table. And 2 trips to Sweet Stuff, Janelle purchased 3 bags of grapes on Monday, 3 bags on Monday, and then 4 bags on Wednesday. So she does 3 and then she does 4. How much money would she have saved if she did 7 bags in 1 trip? Oh, okay, let's see. Well, she started, let's just do actual and W for would have saved, and that will be the answer choice. Or the difference between the two will be would have, whatever. So actually, what did she have to pay? Well, she had 3 bags on Monday, and the price for that would be $3 as shown in the table. Then on Wednesday, 4 bags, and that is $2.80. So that I don't have my calculator handy, but we know what that would be. Okay, and then 7 is what she could have done if she did it all at once, and that's times 260. So you do A actually, which is more cost than the would have, what she would have done. So this, where the A is, minus the W, would give you $2. So that's that when you plug that into the calculator, that's what she actually had to pay. That's what she would have had to pay if she did 7 at once, and then you subtract the difference, or to get that answer. Okay, what is 3% of this scientific notation number? Well, quickest just to do this. Type this into your calculator. If you have TI-84, you can just type it in as it is. You might have to push the E button if you have a different kind of calculator. But when we're doing percents, you always have to, you don't do times 3, you do times 0.03 when you're changing that to a decimal, because you move the decimal 2 to the left. And when you do that, you get 1242. Okay, what is the value of x, basically, is what it's saying. So we distribute. Right? And then over here, and hopefully we know how to distribute. You just do, remember, to the first thing and then to the second thing, the first thing to the second thing. And negative times negative is positive. That is not 18, that is 10, just terrible 10. All right, we want the x's on the same side, so we can add 12x. That would give us 2x plus 2, rearranging things. Then you subtract 2x equals 13. And then divide by 2, and so the answer is 13 over 2, 13 tooths. Okay, what about this thing? Okay, trigonometry. What is sine of A? Okay, sine of A is what we want. And sine by SOHCAHTOA, we know, is O over H, opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite is always the thing opposite of it, so that's 7. Hypotenuse is always the side across from the right angle, also the longest side. So 7 over 9. That one was a simple one. All right, this one, you may just want to type this into the calculator for time's sake. I mean, you could actually solve it out, but if you just put it in the calculator, you would get that. That's pretty much the quickest thing, in my opinion. Well, it is true, though, that if you don't have a TI-84, they would give you a decimal answer, so you would have to go through each choice and see which matches up with it. But that's what I would do, just saying. All right, Lodo begins at his back door and walks 8 yards east. Okay, well, whenever you see east, west, whatever the heck, just draw it, okay? So he went 8 yards east. Oh, what do you do next, okay? 6 yards north. Okay, then what, okay? 12 yards east again. 5 yards north. Okay, this must be some kind of idiot. And that's what they say. Oh, how many yards could he have walked less if you just walked directly? Which just means if you just did that, went diagonally. So we need to find the length of this, which is pretty much like the 2 hypotenuses of both triangles. So by Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, assuming you know how to do that, because that's a good thing to know, this would be 10, this would be 13. Also, those are common triangles that are good to know, but you might not know those. But add those together, you get 23. Oh, wait. That's bad. Sorry. You got to make sure you, that's a common mistake you can do. It is not 23. And does anyone else know why dumb OneNote does this sometimes? You can't click on the eraser or something. Okay, it is actually 8. Why? You're supposed to, it says how many yards less, not how many yards would it be. So what did it actually take him? 8 plus 6 plus 12 plus 15 or plus 5, sorry, is 31 minus the 23 that it would have taken him, and you get how much less, so 8. Okay. You might see this and you're like, great, I don't know what this is. This seems hard. It's not hard. You might not know anything about this. Doesn't matter. It just is something dumb they do. Okay. Basically, just look at this equation that they tell you, and they tell you what the things equal, and you just plug those in, and then you're trying to find x. That's all it is. Z is 2. Okay. X is what we're trying to find, minus that weird U thing that's a Greek letter, 78, and then divide by that dumb O thing. Okay, and we can kind of make this, we can cross multiply. 2 times 6 is 12. And then we get x minus 78. So you would add 78 to both sides, and x is 90. Okay. All right. What is not in the circle? Acute triangle. No, that is in there, because see, 60, 60, 60. We know that that's a good triangle to know that that's what it is, because it has to add up to 180. So if they're all under 90 degrees, then it's acute. So that's not that. I mean, that is in there. So that's not the right answer. Equilateral triangle. So equilateral triangle. Yes, that is in there. So that's not answer, because equilateral, all angle or all sides the same, and because all the angles are the same, all sides are the same. Isosceles triangle. Is there an isosceles triangle in there? Yes, because this triangle right here, wait a second. 8 plus 8. The answer is E. There is not a scalene triangle. There definitely is a right triangle. See, right angle. The isosceles. Okay, this one is. I don't know if I'm just not thinking of something, but I would have thought that it was C, because I would think this triangle is scalene, because the legs have to be more, when they're added up, they have to be more than the hypotenuse. So therefore, I would assume that they are different, and definitely they're different than the hypotenuse. So that so if you happen to know any like implications I'm not thinking of, please comment below. So that is the answer, but I am a little bit unsure of that. Sorry about that. Okay. What is the slope of this line? Okay, slope. Oh, all you have to do is rearrange this to make y by itself. So you would just put x on the other side, because if we're going in y equals mx plus b form, you know. So now we have this, and you would divide by 5, and this is technically a 1, and when you divide by 5 to get y by itself, this is the m, or the slope, which is negative 1/5. You don't even have to finish doing that. Okay, now, wait. Given this thing, and that x is greater than 1, what is a possible value of y? All right, so this one's a little bit tricky. Okay, so basically what you have to do is you have to plug in these values for y. And once you do that, then you have to solve for x and see if x is greater than 1. So, well, another thing that you could do is, if you don't know how to solve with two things like that, if you made x1, which is the minimum, oh wait, it has to be greater than 1. If you made x2, for example, what would y turn out to be? And that's like one of the most minimum values that x could be. So 2 divided by 1, so that's 2. So y, one of the most minimum values y could be, not the minimum. The minimum would be if x is 1.00001. But regardless, y is going to be around 2 at its minimum. So it could not be any of those. Because if you plugged in 1 for x, which is what it can't be, because it has to be greater than 1. But if you did that, y is 1. So y would have to be greater than 1. So therefore, the answer is 1.9. So I hope that's not too confusing, but you just have to think that's what the ACT wants you to do. Just find a shortcut because it's going to take a long time to do the thing I said at first. Okay. Now we have the set of all positive integers is divisible by 15 and 35 is infinite. You know, too bad, don't care about that. It's all you need to know, divisible by 15 and 35. What is the least positive integer in the set? So divide all these answer choices by 15 and 35. See if you get a integer number and whichever one is the minimum of that. And that happens to be 105. 5 obviously can't do that. 50 obviously can't do that. And then 105 is the most minimum one that turns out to be integers. Okay, what's this? Okay, what is that? What is C? AB also equals AC. Well, first of all, we know that all angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. That's a good thing to know. And another thing that's good to know is things that are angles that are across from equal sides are equal. So this is across from this is across from this. So that means angle C and B have to be equal. So both of these are x, and they have to add up to equal 180. So 58 plus x has to equal 180. And you would make this 2x, and then when you solved for x, that would be 61 degrees. Assuming you know how to do algebra. Sorry, that's can't go through that that quick. Yeah. Okay, so this is the Earth's surface. This amount of the Earth's surface is land. This amount is water. If a space thing lands on any random point, what is the probability that it will land on water? So water over total, that is what we're looking for because that's probability. The thing you're thinking about, and then the total divided by the total. So water is this. Okay, water is that. And then total is both of those two numbers that they told you combined. And your calculator, if it's not TI-84, it might not be able to take this in quickly. But here's, that's just what you have to do. That's, some are just like this. So, and then the answer is 71%. You would get 0.71 or something, and change that to percent. Okay, so the first 7 scores of statistics set is for GEML is that the mean and the median of his scores were 79, 80, and 80. On the 8th test, he gets a 90. How would the mean, median, and mode change after the score is added? So let's add his new score to the list of numbers, and they need to be in order. Oh, hopefully I don't run out of room on this thing. All right, 90. Oh my gosh, this thing writes so slow. Okay. So mean, add up all those, divide it by 8. If you did that, it would be greater. So it's not A, because the mean is greater. The median is the number in the middle. What is the number in the middle? Well, you have to take the average of the two things that are in the middle since it's like that, and that's still 80. And it already was 80 originally, so it's going to be equal. So cross out B and C because median is equal. Mode is the number that appears the most. What is the number that appears the most? Still 80, so E. Okay. What is the total number of white cubes that are on this prism if on all sides it cannot touch the other white cubes? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 times 6 is not the answer because there's not the same amount of white cubes on every side because of the pattern that it's in. So we have to, there's two kinds of patterns because this pattern is the same as this pattern. And so there's 3 of the 2 patterns. So there's 21 on here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 on this thing, which means there's also 17 on this side because these have the same pattern. Oh, wait, no, they don't. Oh, wait a second. Oh, second guessing myself. Oh, no, wait. 1, 2. Oh, wait, how is this a cube then? Oh, it's not a cube. This is a rectangular prism. Oh. Wait a second. I did this question. I got it right. I don't know. That's the answer, 105. Well, you kind of just have to do process of elimination. You know it wouldn't be 45. It wait. If you do 21 plus 21 plus 21 plus 17 plus 17 plus 17. Oh, well, I guess you would count these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wait. No, wait. Yes. So, okay, so you do, let me see. Do I have a calculator on this thing? Calculator. Okay. 21 plus 17 plus 15 plus 21 plus 17 plus 15 is 106. What? I must, okay, all right, this is another one where I'm just gonna have to pass on by, I don't know. Did I type in the wrong number or something? 91, what? Okay, that was the sum from another thing. Okay, well, I assuming that's the way to solve it. I don't know why I got 106. The answer is 105, but I'm gonna have to move on. I apologize for that. All right, next. ABC has a length of 12 meters. All right, just write that. A certain rectangle, oh, wow, has an area equal to the area of ABCD, has a width of 8 meters. And the ABC thing was a square. So that is 12. So the area is 144. So we know that this thing, the area is 144 too, because it said that. So then you do 144 divided by 8 to find the length thing. And, oh my gosh. All right, then that is 18. That's what the answer is. I'm about to punch this computer. This is so annoying. Okay. Oh, this is a kind of hard one. All right, let's look at this. Okay. All right, the average of a list of 4 numbers is 90. A new list has the same first three numbers, but a different fourth number. The new different fourth number is 48. The original was 40. What is the new average? Okay. Well, what changed for the fourth number? Plus what was 48? Okay. 8. We added 8. So 8 is the new number, and we got to divide that by 4, which is how many numbers there are total, which we get 2, and we add that to 92 to get 94. And the reason why we divide the 8 by 4 is because that is the new numbers, but if you want to, we're looking for the average, not the change in numbers. So if you are trying to find the average, you divide by the total amount of numbers. All right, vector J, this is kind of a weird one, but vector I is 1 miles per hour east. Vector, and I'll just write I because this is I. Vector J is 1 miles per hour north. And, okay. Maria is jogging south at 12 miles per hour. What is the vector of Maria's velocity? So the thing about this is it tells you those things because it's saying that basically I represents, and the thing you got to know about vectors is that they are not, the direction matters for them. Like if you've taken physics, you know that. Direction matters. Like you can't just say, oh, she's going that direction, so it's still positive. No, south, that would mean it's negative since it's saying north is the positive direction. And so J represents north, so that means it also must represent south because it's saying that it's up and down and I is left and right. And up is positive, so down must be negative, and it's 12, so negative 12J is what the answer is. So that one's a little bit kind of strange, but that's just what it is. Okay. All right, this next thing. It's saying this thing is empty. This thing is 1/4 full. This thing is 1/2 full. This thing is 4/5 full. 4/5 full. If this was equally distributed among the 4 glasses, so we already know we divide by 5 or 4, what is the fractional part in each glass? So you just have to add all these 4 numbers. And once you do that, that would be 5, making a common denominator, 5/20 plus 10/20 plus 16/20, which is 15, 16, 31/20 divided by 4, which is 31/80. Okay. Not saying that name. Okay. This person is purchasing carpet tiles for an area of I hate these ones, by the way. An area of his living room floor that is this wide and this long. Each carpet tile is 20 inches by 20 inches, but keep in mind that the other numbers that it told you were in feet. So you got to times it by 12 to get the inches. So this is 100 inches, and then this is 120 inches. So what is it saying? What is the minimum number of carpet tiles that he needs to purchase? So first of all, let's just find the area of the whole thing. The area of the whole thing, 120 times 100, which is 120,000. Wait. No. 12,000, sorry. So we have to, oh, the area of a tile is 400. So you subtract by that, and it's saying how many for it to be 0. Right? Yes. Okay. So add 12,000 to the, or really subtract 12,000 to the other side. Divide by 4,000 or 400, and you get 30. Okay. All right. This circle has a center at that, and its radius is 9. All right. Well, just go ahead and get rid of G and J. So a circle always, the thing, like for an equation of a circle, the thing to the on the other side of the, like to the right side is always, well, not always, but in this standard form, it is always r squared. And so this thing is trying to say 9 is r squared, so that would mean r is 3. No, r is 9. So it has to be 81 because square root of 81 is 9. Okay, and of course, it's the opposite of what you would think. As usual, it's going to be f because it has to be -8 and -5 because the center should always be, if you plug that in for x and y, it would make it 0. 8 minus 8, 0. 5 minus 5, 0. Okay. All right. Now, oh yeah, I also hate these when you have to use it for multiple questions. Okay, this thing is just saying like most humans carry the YQ77 gene. The test determines the YQ test has a 100% accuracy. All right, Sam, and it's basically saying Sam is trying to make a less expensive test, and he calls it the Sam77 test. So there's two different types of tests. One is 100% accurate, one is not. And there are 1,000 volunteers, and the test results are shown. It costs $2,500 to make a YQ test, and only $50 for the Sam77. What is the total cost to administer the tests to all the volunteers? There are 1,000 volunteers, it said. So you do this. You multiply it by that for the YQ, and then it said both. So now you're doing it for the SAM test, and just pretend that's a 2,500 because I'm taking time. And then that is the answer when you multiply that. What percent of the volunteers actually carry YQ77? So actually carry, that means a positive YQ test. Positive YQ test. Because you know that's going to be correct because it said that. So 590 plus 25, that is 615. And out of 1,000 of the total, and that is 61.5%, J. And how many volunteers did the SAM77 get an incorrect result? So anything that the YQ did, and anything that the YQ did, and this, like, if they're saying different things, then it's incorrect. So negative, positive, that means these are incorrect. Negative for YQ, but positive for SAM, that's also incorrect. That is 35 tests that are incorrect. One of the volunteers whose SAM77 test result was positive will be chosen at random. To the nearest, what is the probability that it will not possess it? So it's saying, what is the probability that one of the positive SAMs are incorrect? That is 25 out of, wait a second. Wait a second. What did I do for this one? Why did I not show my work? See that? Oh, wait, you can't see that. I was trying to finish this thing by 9 p.m., but it's already 8:50 and I'm not going to probably. Okay. So one of the volunteers whose same result was positive will be chosen. What is the probability that the volunteer does not possess it? So one of the SAM positives, so 25, will be chosen. What is the probability that they don't have it? Probability is amount over total. The total positives are 600. Wait. 25, that was for the negative, sorry. That was SAM negative. SAM positive is, okay, sorry. It is 10 out of 600. Okay, here's why. Because it's saying, what's the probability that they will not have it? Negative. See, they will not have it, but Sam said they did. And the total people that were positive by Sam in the first place were 600. Okay, and that is F. Okay, sorry about that. All right, here's a matrix question that I hate. Okay, basically what is XY, all right? What you have to do is do X and do Y. And you do this, and then you do this. Wait, yeah, okay. You multiply these, that is 2. Multiply these, that is 0. So it is 2 for that reason, okay? All right, regardless of how many, basically it's saying, which of the following does not have symmetry when there's a vertical line? So vertical line, which does not have symmetry, all right. A line, it's saying no graph of it. Like, okay, a line, you might say, oh, it doesn't have symmetry, but oh, wait, if it was horizontal, yeah, it would. Okay, square, we know that would have symmetry. Pentagon, that's not a pentagon. Yes, that would have symmetry. Parallelogram, that could have symmetry. Scaling triangle, that could be like any weird shape because it has different sides, so that's what it is. All right. What is the greater of the two solutions to this thing? So we have to do quadratic formula. I'm not going to take the time to do this, but the quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. If you did that in the calculator, do for one of them do plus the square root, the other one do minus the square root. Whatever the two answers are, the lower one, or sorry, the greater one is 3/4. Okay, what is equal to this? Now you might not know your rules, but if you plug this into the calculator, you would find out that it's 1. And sine of 90 is 1. So 30 plus 60 is 90. So sine of 90 is 1. So that's the same thing as that. So that's just something that's good to know. Cosine of 90 is not 1. All right. What is the area of a circle that is circumference of 12 pi? This is where it's useful to know your circle equations. So 2 pi r is the circumference of a circle. Area is pi r squared. So basically, you set these equal to each other, and we're trying to find the area. Wait, no, you set these equal to each other. What am I doing? Never mind. You don't do that. What you do is, if you knew that the circumference was 12, let's find out what the radius would be. And then we plug that into R for the area equation. That would mean that R was 6 pi, and 6 pi squared, that is 36 pi, wait. R is 6 pi, yes, yes, wait, no. Here we go again. Okay, I got this right, but I don't know why I'm not thinking of what I did. The radius is 6, not 6 pi. What am I thinking? No. Is because, oh, that's what I did. The circumference is 12 pi, not just 12. So the pi's would cancel out and you would get 6. 6 squared is 36 times pi is 36 pi. Okay. All right. A barrel has a mixture that is 44% solvent and 60% water. We will try to, basically this Lee person will try to make it 50 and 50. How many liters should he add to make this mixture that would be 50 and 50? So basically, you have your total liters, which is 25. And so it's saying 1/4, or sorry, not 1/4, 40% is solvent. So 0.4 is the decimal of that, and we'll just put S for solvent. Try to make it seem like an S and not a 5. And then 0.6 is water. And so we're saying, what can we do to make it 50 and 50? So, but it would, and so the total would not be 25 anymore. But if you, wait. The answer is 5, and I once again I got this right, but for some reason I'm not thinking of what I did. Sorry, it's a late Sunday evening. I'm not doing that well on some things. These are the kinds of problems that I personally struggle with anyways, like word problems sometimes like this. It's kind of hard, but I did get this right. You would, I'm going to just have to move on because I'm trying not to make this too long. It has been long. So you would need to figure out what you could do to make it 50% of both. 5. That's 5. You need to figure out what it is in the first place, and then if you added it to that. So if S plus 5, I don't know, just comment below if you know what I am not thinking of, because I did think of it then. I should have written my work out, but I guess you don't really have a lot of time anyways. Okay. For all values where x does not equal negative or positive y, what is this? You might be like, oh, great. Well, all you have to do is just create random numbers that x and y equal to, and then just type it into the calculator to figure it out. So let's say x is 1 and y is 2, and that is true for this thing. They're not equal to the negative positive thing of each other. And if you plug those into the equation, and then also plug it into this, you would find out that it equals to this. And you could already narrow things down, I mean, like, I think if you plug this in, you got, well, I'm not taking the time to do that, but that's the answer if you just plug this in, okay? Mary, James, and Carlos sold 1/4. They sold 1/4 page advertisements. Mary sold, this kind of distractor thing. Mary sold twice as much as Carlos. So if you multiply Carlos' thing by 2, it will equal Mary because Mary's is more. That's a hard concept for some people because you might think 2m equals C. No. Because then if you find C equals m divided by 2 because m is greater than C. And then it's saying James sold 3 times as much as Mary. So, and it's saying what fraction of these advertisements did Carlos sell? That's his name, right? So let's just pretend that Carlos sold 1. That would mean Mary sold 2 because she sold 2 times as much. That would mean that James sold 6. The total of those things is 9. And Carlos only sold 1, so 1/9. It's like kind of like a hypothetical thing. All right. Wait, 47. Oh, wait, this was one that I missed. Oh, this was one that I missed. And unfortunately, I'm not sure that I will be able to answer it correctly. But I'm already going to circle the right answer because it's 120. Okay, so it's saying there's 3 spots for one plant. So 3 spots for one plant each. Only one plant can be in that. Emily has 6 plants to choose from, and they're all different. Selecting from the 6 plants, how many possible arrangements could she make? And the answer is 120. What I assumed is that you would do 6 cubed, and I chose 216. Because I thought that you did the number of things times the possible arrangement or possible places, but or to the power of. Let's do 120 divided by 6. 20. And so 20, what does that have to do with this? 20. Once again, just like whatever one it was, please just comment below because I don't have really time to go through that, but sorry about that. All right. All right. What is the area of AB? And you know, this is kind of just like a dumb thing. Like you see how they have B and A. It just pretend like they're not there, kind of, because A is just X and B is just Y. That's all it means. So what is the area of it? Okay. The area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. The base is, okay, the base is this thing, MP. That goes from 2A to 6A, so that is 4A. And then you have to multiply that by the height, which is this, which it goes from 0B to 5B, so 5B. So it is 20AB divided by 2, which is 10AB. All right, point M, wait, 49, correct, 49 correct. Okay, point M will be fixed and point Q will move to the right. Oh yeah, this one was a little bit confusing to me. I got it right, but I think that, well, there's definitely not a typo, but I must just not have, I misunderstood what it was asking, I guess. But so it's saying M will remain fixed, but Q will go to the right. What happens to the slope of MQ? So if M is here and Q is here, this is the slope. If M stays in the same place, but Q goes like to the right, let's say like right here, it wouldn't go up, it's just going to the right. what happens to the slope? Well, the slope is going to decrease. The slope would decrease because like in value, like magnitude, or I don't know if that's the right word for this. So I thought it would decrease, but the answer I chose D because it will never be positive. I definitely know that it will never be positive. It already is negative. But it will increase. That's not true. So because think about it, if it was like a greater change in y than x, a slope is y over x. So if the numerator is greater, then it's going to decrease when the denominator grows. So I don't know about that one, but that's the correct answer. What is f of 5a? Well, really just f of 5. How about that? Just forget the a. And we know that means x. So where is x equal to 5? That is at 2b. Hard to see. But it's 2b. Wait, what? Oh, wait. Oh, no. F. Yeah, we're talking about the line, not the triangle. Sorry. That is right here, 8b. Sorry. All right. Oh, this was a dumb one. 12 jurors are at an upcoming trial. 12 jurors will be selected from a pool of 60 people. Only 40% of the people summoned actually appear. And of those people, 1/3 are excused. If this trend continues, how many people should be summoned to have at least 60 people in the pool? So our final number is 60. What should we do? What should be that number? What should be the number that is multiplied by the percent of people that actually show up divided by 3, which is because it's 1/3 that are excused. Wait, 1/3 excused. Yeah. Okay, so that we're solving for x, and for time's sake, when you solve for x, it's 225. Well, it's not like it's the minimum that would get you to 60. That's what it said. Okay. What is the 275th digit that if this continues to repeat? Okay, for this one, let me think. So there are 4 digits, and we're going to divide that by 275 because that's what number we're trying to get to. All right. 275. Okay. 6. 68. Remainder 3. Just time's sake. Okay. Remainder 3. That's what we care about. That means it's the 3rd digit, 9. Because it's saying after 68 times, so 4 times 68. 4 times 68 is 272. And we're trying to get to 275. So at 272, we're at 5. 273, 274, 275. 273. Okay. So this is a kind of weird one that this would be on the last 10 questions because it seems easier. But what is x when this happens? So that composite, that means the g is in the x. So we put this, or the g is in the f. So this goes in right here. So, wait. Oh, why didn't I do this the whole time? Okay, x squared, and that is plus 6x. Don't say plus 9 only. Don't forget about that middle term. Okay. All right, then we have this. then that factors out to, let's see, sum of product of 5, 1 times 5, got it, be 6, so they have to be positive, so solutions are this. All right, what's this thing? Okay, P is positive, N is negative, so this is like hypothetical thing, so let's just say this is 1, and this is, we can't say that this is -1, or wait, we can't say this is 1 if N is -1 because it says P, the absolute value of P is greater than N, so, okay. Let's just say they're that. What is the greatest value? You just plug those in for each one. This one would get you 3, and that's ends up being the greatest thing. Okay. A lot of calculators have the I button, so just type in square root of 1, like just plug in square root of 1 for all of those i's, square root of -1, sorry, and you would get -1. That's the simplest way to do that. All right, this one, number 56. All right, let's change this to where the slopes are in terms of y. Okay, so this would be, for this one, that would change to -1/2 x minus 3. Wait, yeah, plus 3, sorry. And then this one, oh, that one, this is the circle one, so let's just leave it as that for now. This is the line one, so at least we know it's a negative slope. No, not J, that's a positive slope. And also we have this thing, C equal to, so no, take out the one that's dotted. We can also see that it's less than Y, so that means the shading will be below the line, not above, so that takes away K, or sorry, H. So it's between F and K. So just by this, do you think 12 is a pretty small number? Take the square root of that, that's a pretty small number. So we're assuming that would be well, no, that's not the way to do it. Okay. The y-intercept is 3 for this one. The radius would be the square root of 12, which is, how do you do square root? Okay. I hate these things. Okay. You have to type in 12 and then square root. 3.46. So the y-intercept for the circle is above that. Because, okay, so that's F. All right. All right, this one's like a mind game thing. Okay, if AC is 1 and B plus C divided by D is undefined, what would that mean? That would mean that D has to be 0 because that's how you would get undefined. What must be true? So D is 0, AC is 1. So if AC is 1, then that must mean that wait. If AC is 1, then C must be 1. No, wait. We left out one thing. Okay. A, B, C equals D. Oh, yeah, this is never mind. A, C is not 1. Okay. So that means we found out that D is 0. So if this equals 0, then A, B, or C must be 0. We know it's not A or C because that equals 1. So it has to be B. So see, those are just annoying kind of. All right. What function is this? Have a graphing calculator, graph that thing in right now. You gotta know your trigonometry. Sorry. The answer is C. Well, you do know that this thing is the amplitude, and this is 3, so it's got to be one of those. and yeah, but you just really got it. I mean, and this is a period, right? I'm not that good with trigonometry graphs, but and the period is 2, or I don't know. Just graphing calculator is the best thing to bring to the ACT. I'm just telling you, they let you bring it, so it makes all these things better than those dumb calculators. Last 2 questions are B and F. All right, B and F. They are the answer choices. And these 2 ones I answered incorrectly on the test, and I'm going to try to figure out why. I was kind of sure that I got them right, but I didn't somehow. I said DG, but it was BF. Okay. For this one, you're trying to find the length of the string. What I did, which this might have been dumb to do, I created a proportion. I found out that this angle is 60 because they have to add up to equal 180. So I thought, well, if 60 across from the 60-degree angle is 240, then across from the 45 angle must be what the string length is. And so I set up a proportion and solved, and I found that it was 180, but that is not the answer. And the answer is B. So this is another one of those ones that I would like for you to comment, because I've said this before. I've been making math videos for years now, and I've said that I sometimes make mistakes, and so you can't be perfect on the ACT, but you can still get a 36 if you're not perfect. And so there's a couple that you're just not going to be able to figure out, and that's okay. You need to understand that. But for those that are watching this and you want to know how you would answer these, someone hopefully will comment and they will say. Now for this one, let me see if I can figure out what I did wrong. Publisher charges $15 for the first copy and $12 for any additional copy. What is the cost of Y books? And of course, I chose G, and that is not correct. Oh, I know why for this one. I know why. Because it's not three. You add 3 to 12 to get to 15. So it's plus 3 for the first copy because when Y this makes sense. Okay, here's this one. So when Y is saying for Y books, I for some reason not for X books. So but pretend Y was 1. It's your first book. 12 times 1 is 12, plus 3 is 15. 15 for the first copy, not 27 for the first copy. So that's the reason why. It's just kind of like strange a little bit. But so let me review these ones. Which ones were the ones that I needed people to comment if they knew? Okay, was 16, was that one of them? No. 21, was that one of them? No. Wait. That was, yeah, 21. And then 30, was that one of them? No. 39, was that one of them? No. Was 47 one of them? I think 47 was. Yes. 47, 21, 59. Oh, wait, there was another one too. It was one of the ones that I got right, but I just couldn't explain it, right? Isn't that what it was? Yes. No, wait. 40 was one. 44, that was one of them. 44, and I might have missed one. but that's what I'm saying. So if you know that how to solve 21, 44, or 47, or 59, please comment below, because those were the 4 that I somehow could not find the answers to. But let me look. If you look at, if you get 56 out of 60 correct for math, it's probably like a 35 or a 36. I don't know. Don't really care at this point. And so I'm not perfect, but I just made this video so that I could help for the ones that I do know how to do, which, as you could see, at least I knew more than I didn't know. So thank you for watching this video. I know it was long. I think an hour and 30 minutes based on how long the time is, but it is, that's why I make these videos. So thank you for watching, and please remember to like, comment, subscribe, whatever you need to do. Thanks for watching.